Hi there, welcome back to another episode of Tinkering Around with Jono, where we're going to be changing the air filter on the MX5 Project. Yes, so the reason for this, two reasons really. One, because the airbox is this side of the engine above the manifold, heat and stuff, so I'm going to reroute the air filter to an open pod filter to sit about here somewhere. So should be a case of rerouting the wires, making some more piping and whatever else, so we're going to get on and do that. And for another reason, noise. I want more noise because that's alright. I want something a bit more growly, so the open pod air filter is going to liven it up a little bit. So yeah, we got a little bit of work at us, but shouldn't be anything too difficult. So we'll get on home and start doing that. Right, so to do this little job, we got pod air filter, a drift filter that we got from my mate Des in Andover, Banshee Motorsport. So if you need any bits, he can get for you. Also got this bit of alley pipe. I don't want red, but this is what he had in the right size, so when I get it all mocked up and done, I'll eventually sandpaper that down and spray it black. Got me a couple of bits of silicone hose that I got from JS Performance. So I've got a reducer from 70 to 60mm and then a 70 to 70mm bit. So they're bits I'm going to need, because I've got to keep the air sensor on the car. And some cable ties, and then I've got a cheap breather off of Amazon. So yeah, I'm going to get on and get all that fitted into the car. Right, so first things first, we've got to take out all this rubbish that we don't need. So I'll unclip the air sensor, I'll pull out the air temperature sensor, oh, if it wants to come out, these silly little clips out of the way. Take the breather off. Right, let's get rid of all that. Anymore. One more. There we go. Eventually I can make something else to go here. It's a bit tidier, won't need all this gubbins in. Yeah, so that's that done. So we've got to essentially get these wires over this side, then plug in. So be a case of figuring out what we need to go where. Essentially I could snip these two wires out of this bit of casing and bring them out this way. Right, so now I want to cut this one as short as possible. So I'm going to want it about there-ish. So if we cut it, if I put a mark there. So if we cut it about there, that'll be short enough. So we'll go do that. I'll take this bit off for now. I'll put that one in a bit. Then we'll figure out where everything else goes. So I'll probably listen to my carpenter's voice because it's just easier. I'll give that as straight a cut as we can. Keep that for a later date, could be handy for something. Just deburr it. No sharp edges. Ideal. What I'll do before we start the car up or anything, we'll make sure we give all these a nice clean and that, so we don't get any metal filings inside the car. Right, let's see if we can squeeze that on, and then we'll might need to squish this down a bit because it could be a bit difficult to get on. But yeah, we'll give it a shot anyway. There we go, she's on. I've got that on, but it's pressing against the radiator hose, so I don't know. I might have to cut a little section off of this, so about halfway. We'll trim a bit of that off, and then that should bring it in a little bit further. So hopefully it's not resting on this pipes quite so much. That's the joys of doing custom work. So we actually just want to cut this in half, really, this section. So we'll got a bit wonky there. Right, it's a bit uneven, but that's fine. Here we go, moment of truth. See if it fits on alright. Right, that's on to an extent. I don't know if that's going to give me enough clearance. Right, so we've got the original airbox here, so we need to scavenge the air temperature sensor there and its grommet. I mean, I probably don't need the grommet, to be fair. I could just drill a hole that's big enough for that to fit in. And we also need the mass air sensor. Then go back in there, because if I need to make a bracket I can do it with this. that. So we've got our air filler, which is actually a little bit too big, but sorry, the clamp squeezed down on it. That's the air sensor on. What we're going to do is we're going to drill a hole in there, put the air temp sensor on, and then, yeah, so that's got to go on that side. I've got to cut that down quite a bit, I think. I'm just going to make it look ugly again, but that's fine. That is absolutely fine. We will deal with it. Right, so that is going to take up an inordinate amount of room. That's really not going to work, is it? It's like my plans might not quite work with this bit of pipe. So what I might do, that I've seen people do before, is use this end of pipe and trim that off about there and then add it on this way. Do all like that. Right, this is where we got to. So we use the original pipe. We've clamped this onto it. It's sturdy enough. It's not going to go anywhere. Again, clamped onto the air sensor, and then the filter's there. It's in there very, very tight. So essentially, if I have to change a bulb, I have to take all this out. But I'm not really too worried about that. My main concern is how much it's going to move when the engine's running. But what I'm going to do, so I'm going to order a new silicone bit, but a 90-degree silicone bit to go from there to there. Hopefully much reduced than that. So let's just pull this back this way slightly. So I'm going to make a bracket that probably bolts down to some of these holes here, up to here, or I don't know, there's a little nut back there, so I might be able to get one in there and then to bolt up to that. And it's just a case of getting these wires over to that. So that's going to be the next task, really. Other than that, it's pretty much on. I just need to plug in the bits and pieces for it and need to drill the bit for the temp sensor as well, which we can actually reach over there without too much issue. It's just this one, which is the important one. It's always the way there. Right, I'm going to continue to do that. Reuse that. should give us plenty. Alright, I'll wrap all these back in here. I don't know if I have any more of this tape. I don't think this is going to hold me, I've taken it off. There we go. Swap name clips are used. Just like that. That's to do with it. Hate wiring at the best of times. It's got a bit of conduit around all this. See if I can pick up some better coloured stuff. Make it look a bit more pretty in here. So you can get this stuff in all sorts of colours. I'll get a bit of purple bit, so I have a bit of a theme going on. Oh, get in there, you bugger. Stuff is a pain at times. Alright, pop it down there, that's fine.
Thank you.
Cheers, buddy. Just get some cable ties on to make sure all this stuff stays together. Cable ties holds the car and truck, well, the automotive industry together. Don't know which way is supposed to be tighter. That. I'll do. Right, so now we've got to fit the air temperature probe into the back of the filter. So we're literally going to drill a hole here. It's big enough for that collar to fit in there. So we're going to measure it. So we're going to measure it at, what's that? 12 mil. So we need a 12 mil hole. I'll have to use a 10mm drill bit for now. So we want it about there. Should be enough material there for it to fit in. Do it at a bit of an angle. Well, it definitely ain't coming out in a hurry. Could have cut one of them flanges a bit flat, but we'll make do with that. That should do the job. Just cut this flange off a bit flatter here. There we go. So that'll fit in there a bit nicer now. Right, I see our 10 pin. I'll clean my shed up in a bit now. Same problem doing stuff. Got to clean up. Right, let's get this on the car. Plug it all in. There we go. Ain't going nowhere. Right, let's plug these in. One more thing to do then, and that's to fit the breather. So, literally another little filter. That just pops in there like that. There we go, it's done. Now, to start it up and give it a rev. Nice. Right, test drive time. Well, that's my fuel cost going up. Let's open the windows a bit. Yeah, that sounds lovely. That's exactly what you want out of a twin cam. You want it to sing a bit, and a bit of induction noise. So even at like lower revs, like 3 grand, it still has a nice little gargle there. Well, as far as I'm concerned, it brings out the boy racer in me anyway. Whether it's making any like benefit to performance, absolutely no idea. I like the fact it's away from the heat side of the engine. So yeah, that's the main thing. But yeah, it's just the sound I want it for, really. Can't beat it. Gotta love a bit of induction ground. Now I've got oil all over my hands. Right, so I'm gonna drive home. Hope you enjoyed this little video. It's definitely not a structure video. It's me bodging stuff together to get what I want. I am gonna buy a proper bit of 90-degree pipe to go there. One of these that's like a proper 90-degree bit that fits. That way it'll just be a bit better. It won't be quite so crammed in there, but it works. That's the main thing. So yeah, time to enjoy the induction noise. I'll see you in the next one.